Hey guys, welcome back to WODdoc Project365, episode 138. Today, we're going a little bit more simple, all right? And what I mean by that is we've been tossing the idea back and forth and here in the clinic and out in the gym about always talking or about always trying to regain posterior chain activation. And the question came up, like, what's the big deal if they're not properly recruiting their posterior chain? That means their glutes and hamstrings, low back, if they're just a super strong athlete as it is. I mean, we have some athletes out there that are atrocious squatters, but they still front squat 335 or 350. But what happens is they continually come up on the midfoot or on the toe the whole time when they're doing these exercises, and they're just really frying the front, the anterior chain, the front part of their legs, the quads, getting all these knee problems, all these other type of things. But we see them come in time and time again, and we have this conversation, but it kind of gets thrown to the wayside because they're such strong athletes to begin with. So sometimes to treat these athletes, to get them to really understand what we're doing, we need to peel back all the way to the beginning, all right? And for some people that have trouble really starting to engage their posterior chain, and those are the people, like when I say when we're doing these squats, I'm not sure if you can see them, but if we're doing these squats and we get into that squat position, and they're the people that kind of like always kind of like initiate the squat by leaning forward just a little bit, leaning forward, they get onto their midfoot and they come up like that. When they do that, a lot of them are still super strong. But what we want them to do is we want them to drive back. We want them to get down on their squat, and they want them to drive back, keep that torso angle coming up, and almost have no pressure on their front foot or forefoot, mostly towards the midfoot and rear foot, right? So when we do that peel back exercise, we bring it all the way back to a bridge. And a lot of times those same very good athletes that are very good at athletic performance, still can't do the simple exercises here. So what we're going to do is we're talking bridges today, okay? This is probably our simplest glute activation we have, but it's a great place to start. First things first, with the bridge, when we do that, we want to have this in 3 steps, okay? We always want to tense the core first, make it a rigid structure so that we can isolate the activity to the glutes, okay? So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to push a little bit through my heels, okay? And I'm going to push the small of my back as I squeeze my butt into the table. So it looks like this, right? I'm like this. I can feel a little bit of pressure. If I put my hand behind my back, I squeeze my butt just a little bit, put a little pressure through my heels, and push the small of my back onto the table, okay? Once I'm right there, I brace with my stomach, like if somebody was going to punch me in the stomach, like that. From there, I drive through my heels, lifting my entire pelvis up. Notice I don't lose this arch like this. I don't hyperextend, and I don't lose it like this. I'm keeping that neutral pelvis. So again, I push the small of my back into the mat by squeezing my butt and driving just a little bit through my heels, okay? And then I brace with the stomach, drive up until I become parallel. Now, there's some people that do this incorrectly, and they still are trying to do everything they can to fire off that anterior chain because that's what they've done their whole lives, right? So for those people that have trouble concentrating onto the posterior chain, here's what we do. Here's our little fix for that. We take 2 pads. It doesn't matter what they are. They could be blocks of wood for all I care, okay? Or you could just use it off the side of the table. We're going to put their heels only, and this is the little pearl for today, guys. For people that have trouble recruiting posterior chain elements in something as simple as a bridge, what we're going to do is we're going to take their toes and place them off the table or onto a surface or just place the heels onto an elevated surface so that they can't use them at all. So here's what we do. Squeeze the butt, push through the heels to flatten the back, brace with the stomach. Step 1, step 2. Step 3, drive straight up, okay, until we become level. Not letting the legs move any place at all. They're going to stay straight. Hold for a count of 3, 2, 1. Come on back down. It resets. Drive through the heels just a little bit. Squeeze the butt. Tighten the tummy. Continue to drive through the heels until we're up. 3, 2, 1. And we're set. One last rep. Nice and concise. Squeeze the butt. Tighten the tummy. drive through the heels. Okay, guys? So, super simple exercise, but yet there's still so much value in it. Sometimes going simple is better than going complex. They said it the best the other day. We only need to go as complex as we need to be for progression. So a lot of times being super simple allows us to still progress fine, and we don't have to get all complicated. Bridges are by far still one of the best exercises that you can use out there for glute activation. Guys, until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.